what's up, guys? This is Cam, aka the Honky Tonk Hair Machine for the Rugged Revival. Who am I with today?
I'm Brad Deerhake, or Demiser the Demiser of Demiser.
Welcome. Thanks for having us, brother.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
So, look, man, let's get right down into it. I like to ask this first question because I feel like it kind of gives us a little bit of a sense of a peek behind the curtain, right? Like who you are and where you're from. So, where are you from, and what was life like for you as a kid?
I was born and raised in Columbus, Ohio. And I lived there for probably 29 years, maybe roughly 29 years, before I moved down to South Carolina. I grew up in a middle class neighborhood, lots of kids and stuff, uh, you play like, I can't remember what it's called, graveyard shift or whatever with all the neighborhood kids and stuff like that. I mean, it was great. The Halloween was something different back then
Nice.
than it is these days. With all the trunk or treats and all that kind of stuff.
That's
But
true. I
no,
remember those days.
yeah, it was great, man. There was a park down the street from the house, and all the kids would meet up at the park and just get into mischief and all that. But yeah,
Uh,
no, I had a good childhood.
So I'm going to kind of shift this next question just a little bit because I'm a fan of your band Demiser, but I don't know if you've been part of any other projects. But when did you start playing your music live, and have you been a part of any other bands?
Yeah, I I started playing, well, I guess like live music, I guess to an extent when, throughout like middle school, and stuff like that. So, 12, 13 years old. Um, Pretty much just, I played drums, I played piano for 10 years and did recitals and all that kind of stuff. But as far as, writing and playing music, that kind of started in middle school and through high school. My first real band that, we did like, DIY shows and stuff like that. Played punk houses and did our own booked our own tours and stuff like that. That was a band we were formed and played for probably 10 years as a death metal band out of Columbus called Lacusta. Um, and yeah, I mean, but that was probably that was the band that really kind of kicked it off for me. I was 22, 23 maybe when we got that one formed.
Nice. Right on. So, so in your current band Demiser, you're strictly on vocals, is that right?
Yeah, that's correct.
So, what challenges do you face when you're trying to sing and make sure you're delivering what you need to deliver with the power in the vocals and getting the words right, and all at the same time putting on a great show? What do you find to be the biggest challenge as a frontman?
Banter. And honestly, like, because I a lot of the times I at the merch table.
Uh,
So I'm talking over bands a lot of the time, talking to people. Um, lo- that's how I lose my voice.
yeah.
So, I mean, we just played Heart of Winterfest up in Richmond a couple weekends ago,
Okay.
and we played on the last day. And it was just homie fest, it's lots of old friends, people you don't see often. And so I was talking to a lot of people, hanging out, the first two nights and talking to people while the bands were playing. And by Sunday, my voice was almost shot just from
Yeah.
doing that. So I think my biggest challenge is just shutting the fuck up before the gigs and before the show. Not talking too much because then by the end of the set, by those last two songs, sometimes I'm straining.
Yeah. You
Um,
just cooked.
yeah, and that really only happens when we're not playing back to back shows. Like my voice gets used to it,
Hmm.
but when
Hmm.
we have these several months where we're not playing any shows or anything, or where maybe we're not meeting as much for practice or something along those lines,
Right.
then when we do play, or you know it is time to do a couple shows, my voice hasn't warmed up to it. I should probably practice more on my on my own, but the car is really the only good place to do that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's like if you miss like a month going to the gym and then you go through and you start throwing the heavy weights on it, your body's gonna totally shut
Oh
down.
yeah.
If you're doing that, night after night, It's a muscle. That's your
Yeah,
instrument.
yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense, dude. So with that though, I know you guys have done like some small tours here and there. Have you guys actually done like a lot of touring, like global touring, or where would you want to tour?
I mean, yeah, I think we're planning on trying to set something up for Europe in the next year or two.
Okay.
Um, we're kind of going through some lineup changes right now, so the whole touring thing at the moment is on hold. Um, we may do a couple shows up the East Coast later on this year.
Okay, cool.
Um, we're just, we're talking to some people right now, kind of, finding the fill-ins or even the permanent stand-ins that's going to take place. Uh, but as far as touring goes, we've pretty much only toured the U.S., but we've done East Coast, we've done West Coast, we've gone into Canada a couple times. The we haven't been to South America, we haven't been to Mexico, we haven't been to Europe, but those are all on our list of things to do.
Hmm.
It's just we have a couple things that we got to take care of before we can start reaching out to people about that. But um, uh, the guys that had a hard time making touring more possible are no longer with the band. So not we're gonna once we kind of fill that back in and get everybody back, or get the whole band back, to where we need to be able to start touring again. That's something that we want to do is kind of hit it full force.
Right on, right on. So shifting gears a little bit, when I talk to a lot of artists on here and I ask them about stage attire, we're talking, Stetsons and H-bar C shirts and cowboy boots. I know you're also a cowboy boot fan, but you have a very different look from a lot of the folks I talk to. When you hit the stage, what's your go-to attire when you're on the stage?
Uh, Gauntlets,
Yeah,
upper arm bracers, bullet belt. I wear two bullet belts around my waist, um, bullets around the boots, and yeah, sunglasses, and just hair down. You
there
know,
you go.
but I mean that. Yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. I think that's kind of what we all do. Studs, spikes, and bullets. You know,
Nice.
um, and then as soon now I hate. I'm not gonna say I hate wearing that shit. I like wearing it. It's the perfect aesthetic for the type of nasty shit that we like to do.
Uh,
It is, you know, it is uncomfortable, especially after you're done playing. I'm like, get this fucking shit off of me. So
yeah, yeah,
as soon as we're done, I'm back in the green room, ripping everything off so I can just get comfortable again. I'm
yeah.
41 years old now. I used to walk around the rest of the night like that. I just can't do it anymore.
Dude, I hear you. That's, when we were doing the bullet belts and, the heavy armored biker jackets and stuff. It's, you rock that stuff after a certain amount of time and you're sweating through it and the leather's rubbing against your skin. And
Yeah,
that's a young man's game, dude. I can't do it anymore. Do you
yeah.
make a lot of that stuff yourself or who does that for you?
No, no. There's a guy named Digger in Florida, and he's done stuff for, Goat Horror. He's done stuff for Abath.
Nice.
He's done stuff for Dark Funeral and a ton of other bands. But he's done my bracer and my gauntlets and all that kind of stuff.
That's fantastic, man. I love that. So, all right. I know you orbit the heavy metal world. I grew up in that world as well, and I think you and I parallel a lot because we fell in love with outlaw country.
Oh
Who are
yeah.
some of your biggest country influences, and who are some of your biggest metal influences?
Well, country. I mean, man, the old outlaw stuff is really where I kind of sit in.
Yeah,
Waylon's number one.
that's right.
Got the,
As
got
I
the Waylon
say, yeah,
hat
you
going.
got him on your hat there.
Yeah, that's probably my third Waylon hat. Got a Waylon flag hanging in front of the house too.
I saw you posted that. I got a little jealous.
Yeah, yeah. Hey man, you can find them online. It was $20, man. Can't
Yeah, that's pretty rad. I like
Yeah,
that.
can't beat it. Yeah, no, Waylon's number one. Waylon. you know, Willie, David Allen Coe,
Hmm.
um, George Jones is definitely up there, top three at least. Paycheck. I all those the dudes that said fuck Nashville. I mean, that's
Yeah.
kind of that's where I fall in line, because that's the thing that I guess uh, that I'm drawn to is just the people that decided to do their own thing
Yep.
because that's really what I want to do. That's the footsteps I
Absolutely.
want to follow. And as far as heavy metal goes, I'm again with the classics. It's like Venom, Motorhead, uh, you know, Iron Maiden, Judas Priest. Like those are my big bands that those are bands I listen to every day.
Mhm.
Um, and it's kind of where I sit and where I start especially when it comes to writing. We just kind of take that and go, you know, to a more extreme level with it.
Yeah.
But I think anybody that listens to the music can hear all of that. I think a lot of people are like, I've had guys come up to me after we play, like, man, I know you guys are like Black Thrash, but you just sound a lot like Motorhead to me, or
Hmm. Yep.
something like that. Or I heard a lot of new wave British heavy metal in there, and because I mean that's the root. That's kind of what we start with, and we just speed it up from there, make it
Yeah.
a little bit nastier.
Yeah, I think that's true. A lot of the stuff that excites you when you were a kid and getting into certain things, it's still going to excite you today, you know?
Yeah, I mean, one, it's like the nostalgia of it, that
Yeah.
never goes away.
Mhm.
It's the same thing, like, I'd rather watch a VHS tape movie,
Yeah.
or, put Jurassic Park on,
Yep.
you know, or Home
Absolutely.
Alone if it's Christmas time.
Yeah. Yeah, man. You and I are right about the same age. And I'm right there with you. We're kind of in that sweet spot where you could still go to, one of my first jobs was Blockbuster. You can go to Blockbuster, get a VHS tape and a DVD. So,
Yeah.
we're part of that kind of turning of the tides there. So you have quite an array of influences, right? And so you mentioned that you kind of take some of those core foundations of those bands and you kind of speed that up a little bit. When you first write a song, does it sound the same as when it's finally recorded?
No. Very rarely does that actually happen.
Yeah.
Usually, I mean, when we come up with the parts for songs and we sit down, we start going through them. By the time we're actually in the studio, a lot of things change in the studio too.
Yeah.
Um, just with the help of the engineer or like suggestions from the engineer or something like that, maybe we'll try something and be like, oh shit, yeah, that does sound
Mhm.
better. Or that does work a lot better.
Mhm.
It ain't just us. A lot of these guys have ears that we don't necessarily have, and they can hear
Right.
things that we don't necessarily hear. So suggestions and stuff like that from them sometimes can change up an entire song,
Yeah.
and end up working out for the better. And Nominate Baphomet was one of those for the last album.
So you're also a blue collar guy. You work hard Monday through Friday, and I know sometimes on the weekends too.
Yeah,
When you're done touring in the band, working the day job, what do you like to do to blow off some steam?
man. Going to the gym's a big one.
Hmm.
If I don't do that, I feel like something went wrong during the day,
Yeah.
or I'm missing out on something that doesn't. I don't feel completed.
Yeah.
The day doesn't feel completed. And when it comes to just letting go and getting some peace of mind, I fish a lot.
Yeah.
Um, I'm the area that I live in of South Carolina in the upstate here. I'm in a small house in a small town, and I've got an array of amazing rivers. I've got just lots of amazing rivers, lakes, and waterfalls and places that we can just go cast out. Be out there for a few hours and just maybe see five or six people. If that. Um, but yeah, Table Rock Lake's up the road. I'm going to go there on Tuesday, I think,
Nice.
and fish for a few hours. I don't have anything lined up right now for Tuesday, so that's my plan for the day.
Did you say you're doing some fly fishing?
No, I would love to fly fish. I look at fly rods, every single day on marketplace.
Uh,
But no, I'll typically, I've got a spinner, and I'll just go out, and I'll use like a single hook rooster tail, but I'll catch trout that way. So
okay,
I'm still catching trout, but
nice.
I'm not doing it with a fly rod.
Now, are you doing? I don't know what the rules are there. Are you doing catch and release, or are you catching and keeping?
You can keep 5 trout a day
Okay,
up here, but typically, it's been spawning season, so I
hmm,
haven't been keeping them.
okay.
Now I think that's over now. I think that ended probably 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. Um, but during that time, I'm like, oh yeah, I'll let you get your nut on.
Yeah, yeah,
So I don't want to interrupt that whole
yeah.
process. But
Let us repopulate these waters for you, brother.
yeah, yeah. So during those times, I'm definitely a catch and release guy.
So I remember when you guys you got hit with all those storms and the flooding, and I remember seeing pictures of you going out with your chainsaw. You were just like, dude, someone's got to do it, and it's going to be me. You got out there in your truck and your chainsaw, and you're removing trees from the roads. Are you guys still kind of recovering from all that flooding out there?
Well, there's still a lot of down trees kind of through the mountains. If you're going from, like, I live in Pickens County,
Hmm.
but if you're going from here to North Carolina, because I mean we're just pretty much on the other side of the border. I mean you cross into the Blue Ridge Mountains, and when you get up, to that first top of the beginning part of the range, it's you cross into North Carolina.
Yeah.
Um, and going up through there, like driving from here to Brevard, I mean, sometimes you hit a switchback on the road driving through the
Mhm.
mountains, and it's just, especially right now, because there's no, the leaves aren't on the trees or anything, and you can
Right.
see way back into the woods or way down into the valleys, and it looks like a tornado went through there.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
insane. As far as flooding goes, a lot of Western North Carolina is still in heavy recovery from that. There are some towns that'll probably never be the same again. Half the
Yeah. It's
towns got
wild.
washed away and all that kind of stuff. It's brutal time. Um, but yeah, I mean, as far as people's properties and stuff like that, I think most of that's pretty cleared up. By this point.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah. Some of those pictures are pretty wild, man. Like entire warehouses just like totally collapsed in,
Oh
houses
yeah,
washed away. It's unreal. And just like
death
just the,
toll is crazy
yeah,
too, and a
exactly.
lot of it's not even been reported.
Yep.
They don't typically report unless they can report it to next of kin, so they don't. But when whole families get washed away, there's no next of fucking kin. A lot of those numbers don't even get fucking posted.
Oh, that's crazy, man. Do you guys get hit a lot with that ice storm? Like well, up here, we're still, I mean, we're buried under the ice still up here.
Oh wow. Oh yeah, no, it wasn't that bad here. I think we didn't even lose power or anything. It flickered a little bit during the ice storm a couple weekends ago.
Hmm.
Um, it was a few days that I couldn't walk down my front steps, but uh, and then it snowed last weekend. But that's all gone now as well.
Okay, good. Yeah.
Yeah, no, we got nothing at this point. I mean, it was 60 degrees yesterday.
Yeah, dude, we're still in like 25 to 35-degree weather, and it's just like all the ice is concrete out here. You can't even step on it without nearly breaking your leg.
It was like that in the
Yeah.
driveway for about 5 days, and that was rough. Holding on to my truck when I was walking up to even get in it. Otherwise,
Yeah.
I'd slip and fall.
I know you're a motorcycle guy. Are you still riding?
Yeah, not right now. It's
Yeah.
a little
Uh-huh.
too cold, but I don't know. I might take it out on Monday or Tuesday, or tomorrow or Tuesday. It's supposed to get
Nice.
nicer, but yeah, no. I mean, it's been a few, or maybe 2 or 3 months, I think, since I've had it out. It's just
Hmm.
been too cold. And the older I get, when I was younger and I first started riding,
Yeah.
and if it was above freezing, I'd still be on the bike. This day and age, I'm like, my truck's got heated seats.
Yeah.
You know, heated steering wheel. I'd rather just be in there and just be comfortable.
I'm telling you,
And
man, 40 hits and shit, it changes a lot, man.
Oh man, yeah, no kidding. And then and down here too, I mean, we'll have 100-degree days in the summer, and I'm like, I don't want to ride then either. It's just
Yeah.
it's too damn fucking hot to be on that fucking road. So yeah, and I again, that's something I wouldn't have cared about, when I first started riding. But
That's
I
right. And
mean,
you probably still be rocking the gauntlets too.
yeah, yeah, fuck it. But yeah, no, this day and age, I'm just like, oh hell no, I just want to be comfortable. So
Yeah.
I've
What do
kind of
you you say you have an Indian? What are you riding these days?
no, it's a Harley. It's
Okay.
right now, I just sold. I had a 95 wide glide that I just let go of. So the
Hmm.
one that's left is a chopper that me and my buddy Ethan and my buddy Nick, they really helped me put that together. They're down in Charleston, South Carolina.
Nice. Right
But
on.
but yeah, no, that was one that we put together. We put together, and that's one I'll never get rid of that bike just because of um, it was my first chopper, and then that my buddies helped me build it too, so it was just kind of like a cool group effort, and that's not something I want to get rid of. I'll hold on to that one.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good one. So look, man, like I said, we like to keep it short and sweet, and I really do appreciate you finding some time to sit down with me. This brings us to the end of the road. Do you have anything you want to promote? You guys got any shows or recording coming up?
Shit. Well, we're working on writing album 3 right now. um so that'll be on Metal Blade and Blacklight.
Oh,
uh,
nice.
I imagine we'll probably be ready for the studio. I'm hoping by August,
Okay.
um, maybe September. So that'll probably be out, I would imagine, early to mid next year.
Awesome.
But we're planning on doing some heavy touring around that. But as far as a real date goes for anything like that, I don't got anything to really
Mhm.
talk about at the moment. But yeah, you know, keep your ears to the ground. I mean, we're gonna be probably announcing some shows up the East Coast here in the next couple months, I would imagine.
Awesome, dude. Yeah, we'll definitely keep our eyes out for it. Well, thanks a lot, Brad, and we'll talk again soon.
All right, Cam. Good to see
Thanks,
you.
brother. Bye.